Hey, good Wednesday or Thursday morning to you. This is Pastor Harold today. Today's Up with the Sun on the 4th of December. We're in Luke chapter 21 and starting in the first verse this morning. While Jesus was in the temple, he watched the rich people dropping their gifts in the collection box. Then a poor woman came by and dropped in 2 small coins. I tell you the truth, Jesus said, this poor widow has given more than all the rest of them, for they have given a tiny part of their surplus, but she, poor as she is, has given everything she has. Some of his disciples began talking about the majestic stonework of the temple and the memorial decorations on the walls. But Jesus said, the time is coming when all these things will be completely demolished. Not one stone will be left on top of another. Teacher, they asked, when will all this happen? What sign will show us that these things are about to take place? He replied, don't let anyone mislead you, for many will come in my name, claiming I am the Messiah, and saying the time has come. But don't believe them. And when you hear of wars and insurrections, don't panic. Yes, these things must take place first, but the end won't follow immediately. Then he added, nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be large earthquakes and there will be famines and plagues in many lands, and there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. But before all this occurs, there will be a time of great persecution. You will be dragged into synagogues and prisons, and you will stand trial before kings and governors because you are my followers. But this will be your opportunity to tell them about me. So don't worry in advance about how to answer the charges against you, for I will give you the right words and such wisdom that none of your opponents will be able to reply or refute you. Even those closest to you, your parents, brothers, relatives, and friends, will betray you. They will even kill some of you, and everyone will hate you because you are my followers. But not a hair on your head will not a hair of your head will perish. By standing firm, you will win your souls. So the first part of this is talking about tithing. When they're at the temple collection box, and he saw many people coming by and giving of their surplus, and then this one woman gives 2 tiny coins, and that was all she had. And Jesus said that she gave greatly versus the rest who only gave out of the surplus. So when we give, we should be giving it with a generous heart, giving back to God what belongs to him. Really, he's giving everything to us. But we need to understand that just giving out of a surplus is a duty, basically. Giving furthermore to the church to operate and to others is given of a larger credit, is what he's saying here. So like tithing to 10%, that's a duty that you're supposed to be doing that. Giving greater than that is the calling that Jesus is asking here. So Jesus talking about the future when they're admiring the temple, and he was basically telling them what I've preached on before, that none of this is going to be here in 100 years. The home you live in, the car you drive, the TV you watch, the things that we have value on, give 100 years, they won't even be here anymore. They'll be dismantled, just in a garbage heap, most likely. Most buildings and things just don't last that long, and he's basically telling them this, that nothing you see here is really will stand the test of time, uh, but you will see things happen. He says you'll see wars happen, insurrections happen, you'll see plagues, famines. He says, but before this cures, there'll be a great time of prosecution where people will be persecuted just for following Jesus. And he says that this is so that you could evangelize to the people that are holding you in court. Like he says, you're gonna go and you're gonna testify about me, and I'm gonna give you the right words to speak so that they hear who I am. He says, but not a hair of your head will perish. By standing firm, you'll win your souls. So we need to remain firm in who we are as Christians, pointing everybody back to Jesus Christ, even if it means giving up our way of life. If we have to go to jail, or if we're being persecuted, these are all things that this world currently belonging to the devil, that it will persecute us because we're following Jesus, and they don't want that. And as you probably just see things around, you can just tell that the enemy has permeated so much of society, that the people, and we're the counterculture. We're the opposite of what society wants, and it will cause persecution. It will cause stress in your life. But as long as you're standing firm on biblical principles and standing firm for who Jesus is, Jesus will help you and give you the right words to speak, because gives you opportunity to tell the gospel story, and he will take care of us. And in the end, our treasures are being built in heaven because we are pointing people back to Christ. And that's the most important thing. So with that, I want to end today, and we'll pick up the rest of this chapter tomorrow. We'll discuss the other half of this part about the future. All right. So, Father God, I thank you for today's message. Thank you for the glorious things that you've given us and that you've entrusted us with. I just ask that you continue to teach us how to give with a thankful heart, and that we realize that all we have is because you gifted it to us. Lord, just ask you to be with the sick and grieving, as you always lift them up to you. Just have members of our church that are in the hospital. Just ask that you put a special blessing on her and her family. Just Lord, did you continue to guide us and direct us so that we can show people to you and not to ourselves, that we glorify you in all that we do. Lord, just ask you to put a hedge of protection on us, keep us safe in this world, and protect us. And Lord, just ask you to give us the right words to speak to someone today, to point them to Jesus Christ and not to ourselves.